Hello everyone, it's Chris the Batman Statue Collector, your Dark Knight of Collecting, and welcome back to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. I'm really excited to be talking to you today about a subject that I have not really wanted to talk about, and that is the Bat Cave. I'm right in it. I've been doing all of my videos from the Bat Cave, as you guys know, but a lot of you have been asking and begging for a room tour, a room update since the last one I did. And there is a reason why I have not done one, and that is because of this corner right here. This side of my room where all my Arkham stuff is, absolutely love it. It's perfect. But this corner, I have not been able to figure out exactly what I want to do with it. It has been a thorn in my side, literally a bane of my existence. No pun intended, actually pun intended. But also I have the bookshelf, as you guys know, the white bookshelf, which I really like because it can hold all of my books, my omnibus, my absolutes, and my other things, my smaller scale stuff. But on the top, it's so narrow, it's only like 13 inches deep. And I need cases that are going to hold like Bane, which might be like 26 inches deep, which is insane. So I need to do something different with this corner. Let me show you what I have so far. So what I have so far is absolutely nothing. I've had these shelves. There's a couple of statues up there. I was trying to figure out how to raise them up so I can get a little bit of height. But basically, I'm just kind of stuck here. I have no... I don't know, I was going to build something up high and then have a shelf here and then maybe a shelf in front and have all of the statues kind of stacked up. Basically, this is the amount of space that I am left with, okay, which is not a ton. So I have decided to build a custom shelf, and I thought maybe you'd be interested in the process of how I do it. And so I'm going to build a big shelf right here. And we're just going to see how it goes. That way I can hold all of these statues across the top. So I'm hoping that I could do maybe even 5 across the top, and then maybe another shelf here, 5 across here, and then maybe a few more in front. So that's the plan. But anyway, if you want to see me build a custom shelf, let's do it. Alright, so here we are in our workshop. This is a very messy area that we're still unpacking with our new house. But basically I've got a miter saw here and I'm going to be making some wood cuts. My plan is to basically create a frame and then a frame up top and then vertical supports. And then I'm going to do what I did before. If you've seen any of my other videos, I do all of these kind of shells and then I create a more decorative front. So that's going to be my plan here. But I want to make sure that the wood and the shelf itself can hold a tremendous amount of weight. So I want to make sure it's double reinforced. And let's make some cuts. And I'm going to mark it one more place. Okay. All right. So that is ready for the first cut. Like a glove. Alright, so the width I'm going to do 22 inches wide or deep. And the reason is I was originally going to do 19, but like I think of that Bane statue I was talking about, it's 25. So I'm going to kind of split the difference a little bit and I'm going to do 22. There might be a little bit of an overlap if I do put Bane up on top of the shelf, but I'm going to stick with 22. Hopefully that's going to be good enough. Whoa. So basically I'm just going to keep cutting down the wood and we're going to keep making our frame, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to put it together. Alright, so just like that we have a frame all screwed in together. I'm going to check to see if it's level, make sure it's all good there. But basically I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to create, this is the bottom, and now I'm going to create the top. And we'll go from there. Alright, so I am a sweaty mess, but I have all of the frames here done. Show you right there. And then right there. So basically I've got my 2 frames. Now I'm just going to finish cutting the vertical supports. I don't have enough wood, so I got to go to the lumber yard. Lowe's is where I get my wood. Probably a lot of jokes there, I would imagine. But anyway, I'm going to get some more vertical supports, and then we'll screw it all together. One thing I forgot that I'm going to do, guys, is add some strength here. I'm going to put 1 here, and I'm going to put 1 crossbar here. It's 22 inches. And then I'm going to do, on the top one, I'm going to do 3. That way, whenever I put the plywood on, it'll just have a little extra support to hold all the weight of these massive heavy statues. But anyway, that's going to hold the weight there in the middle. Alright guys, so I've put in the horizontal supports here. Of course, this is the bottom frame. And then I'm going to kind of come around here and show you, this will actually be the top. So see, I've already screwed in all of the vertical supports. So this will give the shelf its height. And then I'm going to put those cross beams for strength, and then I'm going to flip the whole thing over and place it in the bottom one and screw it all together. So I just wanted to show you that step, and we'll move on. Alright guys, so I have it all screwed together. As you can see, I've got the base here with the 2 supports in the middle, and then I've got these corners all screwed in. I had to adjust a few things because I needed to make sure it's level, and I'm not exactly sure if this floor in here is completely level, but I want to give you a view of the top as well. So again, what I'm going to do is I've got this big sheet of plywood. Oh, and a snowman back there. But a big sheet of plywood that I'm going to cut down, and I'm going to put it on the top here. I haven't decided for sure if I'm going to paint the whole thing black, because I am going to put up a fake front, kind of like I do with the rest of them, to match, you know, something kind of like back there, where I use this paneling and, you know, kind of paint it all up nice, so it matches the other pieces. But anyway, what I've also then, I think what I'm going to do is basically, I'm going to show you is, this is a short piece of wood, but I'm going to basically mount this like this, and this will stick out kind of like this, and be another shelf. So it'll be the tall shelf, and then another shelf is going to come right out, so it'll have 2 tiers. So hopefully it'll make more sense here whenever I start doing that. I may put this in place just to make sure it's going to work before I put that other piece together. And I don't know if I screwed this in, I wouldn't be able to fit it through the door. So I'm going to bring this into the cave and then kind of assess from there. Alright guys, so I have the shelf in here. I'm going to show you in just a second, but getting it in here was almost as comical as anything you have ever seen. We had to try multiple angles, multiple ways. We actually had to go out one door, outside, come back in because this thing's too big. I thought it would navigate really simply, but not so much. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I got so far. Let's take a look. Alright guys, so here it is in place. This little nook right here. You can see, you know, it's basically 25 inches wide or deep, and you can see about how tall it is compared to the ceiling. That's going to give me enough room to put up, like Bane would fit up there, Deathstroke, multiple others. This thing with the actual extra lumber, it did come out to 25. So Bane's going to fit up there if I decide to get him. As you can see, it is pretty darn close. Let me see if I can get that in focus here for you guys. There you go. It is pretty close to level, so I'm pretty happy. It's got a little bit of a wobble. I am going to maybe shim it up just a little bit, but I am going to add those extra vertical supports to support the extra weight. Maybe even put some cross weight supports on the sides. I'm not exactly sure yet. But anyway, it's coming along pretty well. I'm going to back up here so you guys can get a fuller view of the whole space. And again, I'm going to come off of the fronts and create a second shelf. So I'll have shelf up here, I'll have shelf there, and then I'll have shelf down here in the front. So that's the progress so far, and let's just keep on going. So it is a different day. I wanted to show you, I went ahead and put up some more vertical supports. That's going to give the structure a little bit more strength. I had told you that I was going to build out. The problem with that is, if I built out from here and I try to open up the closet, it wouldn't work. I couldn't have a shelf. So I'm disappointed about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these big shelves, like I have my Arkham pieces on. All of that will be in front. So that is going to be a second layer here, just like I had originally planned, but it's going to be one of these shelves that I had previously. It's all going to be painted up to look exactly the same and match. but I wanted to give you an update of today's progress. And again, I'm going to put 2 more of those boards right there. I'm going to put them in the back to give the back a little bit more support. But we're still level. Everything's looking good. Let's get those drilled in and go from there. Alright guys, so we just added the top to this thing. Now, we just used a circular saw. That's how we measured and cut it all out. It was a little bit awkward. I didn't film, so I'm kind of glad I did it. I didn't want to embarrass myself. But anyway, we got it cut. It's pretty close. The back side's a little ugly, but no one's going to see the back side anyway. But basically what I'm going to do now is use this thing. This thing is absolutely fantastic. This is a Robi, I think is how you say it. It's airstrike technology. And the old nail gun that I had used an air compressor, and it's very loud, and it has to, you know, recharge basically with air pressure. This thing, nothing. It's just automatic power. Very powerful. It's awesome. It's easy to use, and I'm going to show it to you right now. So basically all you have to do is, I'm trying to space out my nails, and here we go. Push down. Didn't get that one. Got it. So that's that. I'm going to go ahead and nail all the way around all 4 corners. And then I'm going to start thinking about what kind of outside trim. The width of this front board is about 4 inches with the top here. So I am going to try to get a 4-inch pre-molded something, kind of like I did with the other cabinets. I'm going to do something very similar with that. And then I'm going to start thinking about painting. But so far it's coming along really well. Give you kind of another look at it. Now I got the top here. The front will be covered with that paneling that I use for all my other cabinets, so it'll all match up pretty well. But so far it's coming along real nice. Alright guys, so it's some days later, and I went out to our local lumber place. It's called Menards. Maybe some of you have that in your neck of the woods. But anyway, it's basically just some nice fronts that I'm going to be putting on, painting. I'm going to be actually nailing it up, but I need to cut it down to size to the 86 inches of the length. So I'm just going to show you kind of what I picked up. Here it is right here. It's just some of this MDF board. Let's see if I can get it in focus for you guys. Just real simple stuff, basically the same stuff I used on the other fronts, but this is what I'm going to cut down, and let's get it cut down to size. That's a 1. And that's a 2. Alright guys, so another day and more project here. So let me explain kind of what I've been doing. I put the fronts, the decorative fronts on the top and bottom, and then I decided that I needed some sort of like beadboard look to continue on with the look of the room. As you can see, kind of that same look. Similar, not quite exactly the same. The problem is I couldn't find boards that were my exact dimension and what I wanted. So I bought some boards and I've cut them in half. And basically, I'm going to get this look. I'm going to get kind of this shiplap look along the front. What I did is I put some stringer boards just here, just so I can, you know, nail it in on both. Made sure that both of those were level. Literally, guys, I am hodgepodging this as I go. Again, you notice this big gap up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something kind of like this. I'm going to put an edge kind of like that. And then, of course, fronts, not this one, but I'm going to put fronts on the both sides there. So again, I am, as things are falling here, I don't have this one stapled in yet. But you kind of get the idea of what it's going to look like. And then, of course, I have this shelf here that's going to be in front, and it's going to look like the other shelves that I have. So most of this will be covered up anyway, but I think it's going to look pretty nice. So we're going to keep plugging away, but there gives you an idea of kind of how it's looking. So far, so good. All right, guys, just a little update. I have it all finished except the top. Once I actually got it all nailed up, I was off on a measurement somewhere, and I was only off by ½ inch. So always remember, check your measurements over and over again. So I have to redo the top, put a little gap in there, but other than that, it's looking pretty good. Got everything squared up, and hopefully I'll be done with it here soon. So anyway, again, just a little advice. Measure freaking twice. All right, guys, so I have the top on. I've kind of jumped forward a little bit. I apologize. There is our good friend Deathstroke up top. So basically, I have this part done, and now what I'm doing is I'm actually doing some painting. As you can see, I'm painting for this outside case. Again, I did another one of these custom outside cases, just like I did with the other cases that I've done. And I'm painting that white. It used to be black, but I'm painting it white. That's going to go on the front of this cabinet. So this cabinet is going to be on front. And then the big cabinet with all of the big statues up on top to give it some height. So anyway, I will give you the full reveal here soon, but I just want to show you that I'm doing a little bit of painting and pretty exciting stuff, but that's what I'm doing. All right, guys, another quick update for you guys. So here is what I have so far. I've got the shelf finished back here. And then I've got my white shelf that I just finished painting. Again, that was black. I completely painted it. I don't have it mounted to the frame yet, but as you can see, I've got the beadboard and the actual outside frame done. The problem is I don't love the way that looks, because if you notice back here, I have those wider slats, and here I have those real narrow slats. I don't like the way that looks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take more of these boards that I've used before. I've still got some left over, and I'm going to use this and take off the beadboard and put those slats behind that to make it more cohesive with the slats back behind there. Hopefully that makes sense. I just think it'll look a lot better. Then I also have, let me kind of back up here, I also have the black stand that I had made prior in my last how-to video. So I will put the link down below if you want to learn how I did that one. Very similar process. But you're going to see that I'm going to have a three-tiered look. 1, 2, 3, and that'll accommodate, you know, after I've been putting these statues on here, I thought I could fit 5 up top. I might be able to, but more likely 4. On this one right here, I thought 4, more likely 3. You know, especially with this Batman Who Laughs, he takes up, you know, a pretty good amount of room. This one right here, I can also probably get 3 on that stand. But again, it's going to be kind of a 3-tiered look, and I think it's going to look real nice. But I do have some more work. I've got to paint that black case white so it matches the rest, but so far, so good. All right, guys, so it has been a few weeks now, and after major trial and error, after only really starting with that big giant display and then deciding to do the other displays and then tearing those completely apart and redoing them, I finally have a finished display. There's a few touch-up areas that I still need to do, but basically it's done, and I wanted to share it with you guys so you can see what the finished product's going to look like. Let's check it out. All right, guys, so here is the finished product. Again, don't mind the floor, it's still a mess, but there's my 3-tiered shelf that I have done, and of course that goes along with the shelf over here, so it's all going to be matching. And as you can see, I'll be able to fit at least maybe 2 or 3 more statues up there, 2 to 3 more statues there, and then maybe 3 statues down the bottom depending on how big the base is. But this is going to give me a little bit more room in this smaller room to display my 1/3 scales. So anyway, I just wanted to share it with you and show you the final finished product. It's not perfect. There are little things that I wish that I had done differently, but hopefully that gives you kind of an inspiration a little bit to do something like this maybe yourself, or create some custom shelving just the way you want them, because I know it's very difficult to find what you're looking for out there, and maybe this will motivate you to do something similar. As always, guys, I thank you so very much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please give this video a thumbs up. Also subscribe if you are new here. I would love that. And again, just thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you so very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you right here in the Batcave. Oh, by the way, this means that a room tour is coming up soon. So a few weeks, guys. All right, let me try that one more time. Where am I looking there? Am I looking here? Where am I looking?